Hi, welcome to the Golden Years. I'm Lori Betts. This month we are featuring Laura Toth from the Office for Older Adults in Medina. So come on back and we'll tell you what's going on in the seniors world.
One of my biggest passions in life is animals. That's why I've worked with Morris Animal Foundation for over 40 years. Morris Animal Foundation is a world leader in helping animals live longer, healthier lives. You can too. Just show your support at morrisanimalfoundation.org.
To help cats, dogs, horses, and wildlife live healthier lives, visit morrisanimalfoundation.org, where we are advancing science that will create a healthier tomorrow for animals.
Welcome, Laura, to the Golden Years. Thanks for being on my show this month.
Well, thanks for inviting me.
And you are the new director, correct?
Correct.
And you've been in that position for how long?
For about 3 months now.
And you are replacing Joyce Giles, who moved on to Medina County Home.
Yeah, she's the superintendent of the Medina County Home now.
And liking it.
Yeah, from what I hear, absolutely.
So did you have big shoes to fill?
Yes, when Joyce came in 2010, she had done a lot to kind of overhaul and update the agency. So once she did such a good job, she's really in the process of doing that at the Medina County Home. So once she left the Office for Older Adults, there were big shoes to fill. There were a lot of things that she had started and that I have picked up and I'm trying to run with. There's a lot of new policies and procedures that were put into place that I'm trying to keep going, and it's going very well thus far.
Well, that's good. And with the transition, because with Joyce, I mean, when Joyce came in, she was doing all her changes, and like you said, updating.
Correct.
I don't think she even intended to move on, so that was, that promotion was a surprise for her. But I'm glad you were able to move into that place.
I am glad also. Things have been going really well.
And you have a good personality, and I know you love the seniors.
I really do.
So tell me what's going on at your office.
Well, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of programs that we have. If you want, I could just kind of go into the different things we do at the office.
Go ahead, and then I'll just
talk about events if you want to do it like that. Okay. We have a couple of kind of main programs at our office. First of all, we are the senior center in the city of Medina. So we have activities. We have card playing, bingo, pool tournaments, exercise, Tai Chi, different crafts. We have a painting group or a knitting group. Actually, something I'm looking to in the future is kind of a senior art show. I would love to put something like that together to feature the things that people do. And
There's
then
a
our
lot of
office
hidden
is
talent with those seniors.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And we have a nice display case, and that's kind of where I got the idea. There are these beautiful crocheted works, and I'm like, do you guys ever do anything with this, other than just display it, which is wonderful. So hopefully we'll be able to do something in the future. But
I want to interrupt. Age-wise, can I, if I'm 52, can I come into the office and be part of the center?
Yes, there are certain programs, and many of our programs that are age 60 and up, and actually we get funding from the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging that is specific to that population, but we also have many other programs that anybody would be invited to no matter what their age. So it's best to just stop in, talk to the activities director, talk to myself, grab a senior flyer to see what's coming up. We have trips that we offer, as many of the senior organizations in the
gambling
county do.
Trips?
Yes, gambling.
Oh, good. Are you going to Cleveland yet? Did you book that one?
We have not booked Cleveland yet. They keep putting off a month after month. I will be happy. I think it's scheduled now for May 14th, so we'll see what comes.
Seriously? Mm-hmm. Wow, because I heard the buses won't be able to get in. Oh, opening day. You're talking.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
I was going to say, because I know buses aren't allowed in there yet because they don't want those herd of people
probably
going
I would
in
think
there.
Maybe till the fall, probably.
Now, when do they become a member of the center, or they're just
No.
in the system?
They are not necessarily even in the system. Anybody can come in and do any activities, and we would get to know them, but unless you sign up for services that we may provide, you would just be somebody that utilizes the senior center. There's no membership, there's no identification. We take your word for it in most things that of your age. We don't have to check IDs or anything like that, and we will hopefully get you involved in center activities. Now, some of the programs that we do out of the office, which is also located in Medina, there are papers that you would have to fill out and sign up for and things of that nature. We have the biggest program that we have is an outreach program. We have 3 social workers, 2 part-time and 1 full-time social workers, and they go out in the community and they approve people for services. And some of the services we have are congregate meals. So we serve congregate meals 5 days a week in Medina, 5 days a week in Wadsworth, and just 2 days a week in Brunswick, which I really want to build up to at least 3 days. They did have 3 days a week in Brunswick, and that was taken away as of January. So I really want to make that a goal to try and get that up to at least 3 days a week. The 2 meals that are provided in Brunswick and 3 meals in Medina, and I think 4 in Wadsworth, are all sponsored by the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging. So you have to fill out paperwork, you have to fill out a nutritional survey, and then you would be eligible for those meals. The other meals in Wadsworth and Medina are donated meals. So that's really where I think we could build in Brunswick and try and bring it up to more than 2 a day, where we could have maybe 3 or 4 meals.
Good. I was part of those
meals.
meals on Monday because they asked for businesses,
Correct.
Assisted livings, to sponsor the lunch. And I think there was maybe like, sometimes they had to call ahead, but then sometimes there
Sure.
was like 20 people, 30 people at the meal, and we just fed them and they were happy.
And right now we're approved to serve 25, and people sign up beforehand, but then if they cancel, there is a small waiting list, and we try and get everybody served. So if there's a cancellation, then we can fit somebody in, because sometimes people can't make it. So a social worker would come out and approve you for congregate meals, approve you for transit. Again, that's an age thing mostly. We have transit dollars that we can buy direct route, like if you have to go to the doctor and it's someplace specific that's not on a general Medina loop, which that's different than the BTA, yeah. But we would pay for that direct transport. And then we have also loop tokens, but again, that's just for Medina. But if anybody ever gets down to Medina, those loop tokens are free and available at the county office for older adults. Transportation to specific trips, such as for your prescriptions, for the doctor, like I was saying before. Those are also free, subsidized by our office for those 60 and up. We do not at this time have any subsidy for any loop routes in Brunswick at this time, but I believe that the fare here is 50 cents per ride for a loop. I believe. And I'm not positive on that.
I see the buses go around and
Correct.
around.
I am a walker. I live in Brunswick, and I'm a walker. I'm out at 5 o'clock in the morning walking, and
Good
6
for you.
o'clock. 6 o'clock. There are
The buses are going?
Yes, they are out early, and they run for a long time. So it is nice. The number one thing we hear, though, when you've gone to many meetings in the county with care providers, with other individuals, and it's the transit system in the county. So I think everybody's aware that there are things we could be doing in that area. But right now, as far as our office goes, we are just subsidizing rides for people, for individuals. So you can always call if you want to know
Okay.
the ride is subsidized.
Okay, so Mrs. Jones, her daughter lives in California.
Correct.
So I would give her your number and say, please call this number, and you could see what is available.
Correct. We get
to
calls
your
from
mom.
out of town all the time, and we're kind of the contact point. We'll get calls from people in California or Michigan or other places in Ohio, Cincinnati, I mean anywhere, and people call up and say, I have, and it's so often with the generation, people are spread out. I have my mom, she lives in Brunswick, and I really think she needs in-home care. Boom, we're a referral service for calls like that.
Okay, and no matter what county, like you said, Brunswick, Medina, Wadsworth,
And then if
Seville.
Correct. And then if somebody, say in Seville, calls and says, oh, my mom lives in California, say it's the opposite, that the mother is out of state, we can get that number. They can call our
wonderful.
office, and say, okay, start here. We can give them a starting point for we have a new system that can do that.
Good.
So the third thing that our outreach workers do, and really it's such a strong commitment and such a great service, is they approve people for home delivered meals. We have every day in Medina about 200 people that get home delivered meals all over the county. So our drivers go out 4 days a week and deliver a hot meal, except on Tuesday they deliver both a hot and a frozen meal for Wednesday. We don't do any Wednesday delivery. But everybody gets 5 meals a week. And
For free?
For free, yes.
And what's the criteria on that?
They have to be homebound, and I mean homebound. They can't have transportation. They can't be living with a son or daughter or even a friend that's mobile. I mean, it's kind of hard because even if you live with, say, a woman lives with her daughter and her daughter goes to work, it's still a criteria set down that if you live with somebody, you know, they should be able to prepare something for you to have during your lunchtime. So it is truly for those individuals that are homebound, that don't have another source available to get them fed, to get them a nutritious meal, a hot meal.
Because there are many seniors out there in our county
Absolutely.
who have no one.
Absolutely. Like I said, we're serving about 200 people a week. And then we're also gatekeepers in that program.
I was going to say, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So our drivers, and our drivers are wonderful, and many of them have been there for many, many years. If you're not there, they try and call you. They have cell phones. They'll try and call the number. And then they call us. We'll try and call you at the office. And then we have the file for these people. So we'll call their caregivers. We'll call any next of kin they list. I've called the police trying to do welfare checks on people who might not be there. Because we have had situations where people have fallen and are unable to even use maybe the medical alert button that they have. And have been able to help those folks out. So that's something that we do.
Wow, but that poor delivery guy who's delivering that meal and doesn't see Mrs. Jones. I mean, that's...
And it's very worrisome, and they'll call back, did you find Mrs. Jones? Did you find her? Because they're really just caring, and they want, they have a job to do, and they want it to be done appropriately. And they really care about their individuals. We have one driver, and these people are alone. We have one driver that delivers out in the Spencer area, that he keeps track of all the ladies on his route. He keeps track of their birthday, and he gives them a flower on their birthday.
Oh, how nice.
And
That's
that might
special.
be the only, I know, that might be the
special.
only greeting they get, or the only birthday wish. So it's really, they go above and beyond.
I was doing a lifeline at one lady's house, and she kept looking at her watch, and I said, do you have to be somewhere? She said, no, I don't know where Mr. Smith is with my meal. And I'm like, oh, you know what? He's probably running late, or he's having a conversation, with the
Correct.
lady before you. I said, he'll be here. She said, oh, I hope so. God love him.
And even if you don't qualify for our home delivered meals, there are other agencies in the county or somewhere outside the county that'll come and deliver meals. So that if that's a need that an individual has, we can help refer them out if they don't qualify for our meal.
Good. So when they call your office, I mean, no question is too stupid to ask you guys what services or whatever, how you can help them.
Correct. No question is too mundane or too, don't think that it's stupid. Just please call. I would tell anybody to just please call our agency. We have a lot of good people there who, like I said, who really care and can find the answers. We have a new program and a new system, computer system in our office that really can refer out to people in your proximity. So you can call from, Hinckley and say, I really would like an in-home caregiver. I think my mom needs help for a few hours a day. And it's by zip code. Do you serve this zip code where, and there are many agencies in there. Actually, what it is the same exact, we were trained by the 211 people, the same exact computer system that 211 uses.
Oh, okay.
But we have the luxury of most 211 calls, they try and keep to about 4 minutes. When people call into our office and need help with stuff, we're like 15 to 20 minutes. I mean, we'll take.
Oh, I'm sure
we'll
that's
take
time. That's good.
It is. And we're also one of the last places, I don't know, one of the last places in the county for a county building. We don't have a phone tree. We won't. And I don't want one. I don't want an automated phone system. We need somebody to answer the phone. Because most of the time when people call, they're in need of something. And as their level of, frustration goes up, or if they're in crisis, they need to talk to somebody. Because I can't stand
frustrated. I get frustrated when I call. Press 1, press 2, blah, blah, blah. I want to talk to a human being. And I'm sure if a senior has an issue, she wants to talk to a human being on the other side.
Absolutely. And that's what we do.
So Awesome. All right, Laurie, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back, and you're going to update what's going on in your building, because I hear some good things are happening.
Absolutely.
In the year 2000, Brunswick's history found a home at 4613 Laurel Road, now known to our community as Heritage Farm. Its mission is to preserve our past and showcase it for generations to come. Our volunteers have worked for decades collecting and archiving Brunswick's transition from a farming community to a bustling city. But over the years, nature takes its toll on historical artifacts and the places that hold them dear. We need your help to keep the memories safe. Becoming a member of the Brunswick Area Historical Society will help generate the funds necessary to keep the farm and the memories alive. Individual memberships start at just $15. Corporate giving starts at $100. And of course, your volunteer service at Heritage Farm is priceless. Join the drive to save our history. For membership information, visit us on the web at www.brunswickhistory.com.
Welcome back to the Golden Years, and I'm interviewing Laura Toth, the director for the Office for Older Adults, and she's going to tell us what's happening real soon in Medina for you seniors. Okay, what's hot and happening, Laura?
Okay, the first thing I wanted to hit on quickly is that we have a new program. It just started in 2011, and we are the local ADRC, which is just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. I know.
Soup.
But what that means is the Aging and Disability Resource Center for the county. And what that means is that you can come to us to get approved for any benefits, either county benefits or any government benefits, or even benefits that might be related to maybe you have a kidney problem and you're not quite sure which agencies would help you out with that. Now, I can sit here easily and say, oh, the Kidney Foundation is where you need to go. But if you didn't know that, when reviewing everything that's going on with you, our workers would say, hey, you really need to check out the Kidney Foundation because they do a lot with those who may have kidney failure or be on dialysis. But what that involves is we have, we're promoting the program right now, and people come in, they bring their financial records, they bring just anything, you know, themselves, they can bring their caregivers or their family.
By appointment or just walk in?
By appointment.
Okay.
And if you walk in, we'll give you a brief kind of overview and set an appointment for you. And you spend about at least an hour with a worker going over what's going on in your life, what are your future plans, what can we do for you to make your golden years, you know, the best that they can be. Do you need someone, maybe they're a veteran and they don't know about like the aid and attendance program. Well, we could say, okay, you might be eligible for this. We can help you either fill out that application, or since Veteran Services is right across our parking lot, we send everybody to Ed Zachary because he's really the professional in that area. but we really want to keep seniors in their homes.
That's our
Because,
goal.
yeah, that's what seniors want, and that's what we all want. This aging in place is just a new initiative that really is going to take off as more people age. Nobody wants to be in a facility, so we want to try and help them stay at home with the most, as many benefits as they can have.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, to make it. So that's a big thing that is going on now, and I hope you'll hear more about. But then we have several events coming up. I know, it's the exciting part. Senior Day is Tuesday, May 15th, and that'll be from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Community Center at the Medina County Fairgrounds. You can call our office to say you're going to be at Senior Day and tell us if you need transport or you don't need transport, because we're getting transport hooked up for that. And the theme this year is the Easy Money Casino. Speaking of casinos, I know. And that was planned before we knew they moved the opening date of the casinos. I think it's the hot topic, though, in Ohio right now. So there'll be kind of a Vegas-themed entertainment. We're hoping to have an Elvis impersonator and Frank Sinatra type singer. And
All right.
I know. So it'll be a lot of fun. And it's $3 to get in, and that includes a box lunch at 12 o'clock. That'll be served to you at your table. So usually we have about 100 vendors and about 500 to 600 seniors. So we're really looking forward to this being a big event. It's our biggest event of the year.
And as a past vendor, please, seniors, talk to the individuals behind the tables. They give out valuable information. So if you have a question about something, they're going to give you a brochure. Just take the information and don't put it in your drawer at home, but go through it. Because if that's the goal, to keep yourself in your home, you want all the tools that are out there to help you stay there safely.
Absolutely. And then if you miss Senior Day, if you don't make Senior Day on the 15th, starting this summer, starting June 1st and twice a month, so 2 times in June, July, and August, we will be having our picnics on the patio at the Office for Older Adults, which is an event that will be from 11 to 1:30 on different days. And like I said, it starts June 1st. And we will have a DJ, and there will be a barbecue.
Awesome.
And we have sponsors for each event, so there'll be some information from those who are participating. And we are really looking forward to it.
That should be fun.
It should be
Rain
fun.
or shine?
Rain or shine, because we do have a full dining room that if it rains, we will still barbecue, because we have a little overhang. We can still barbecue the food, but then it'll be served in the dining room, and we'll put the DJ in the dining room if it happens to be raining. And that, as all our Friday meals are, will be $3.50 for seniors and $5 for anyone who is under the age of 60. Or $3.50 if you bring your kids, because anybody is welcome for those events. And I really hope that it brings people out and we can show them our center and what we have to offer and really what we do there. I hope to educate the public and the senior population of the whole county.
Maybe you can work up and steal the idea from Wadsworth, the rib burn-off.
Yeah. I don't know. We're starting some baby steps. Baby steps.
Yes. But it's a nice place to go. You could be outside. If it's not a real hot day, you could be outside on the patio with your friends and socializing with them.
Absolutely, and we do have flower beds in our patio area, and we have 2 Boy Scout troops from different places in Medina County and a 4-H
neat.
group that are going to
Get them to
redo those
volunteer.
beds.
Awesome.
Yes, to redo those beds and get them beautiful for you to come and see, and also the individuals at Medina Creative Housing are going to help us maintain throughout the summer those flower
good.
beds
Good,
to
good,
come
good.
and pull weeds and help us out.
All right, not to get them confused though, but do they have to sign up for that cafe dinner or no, lunch? They could just come? Or?
They can. It will be open to the public. They can just come, but they can
Okay.
also call the office if they have questions about it, and if they're
Okay.
interested, we'd probably sign them up. So either way, it'll work.
Okay.
The last thing I wanted to talk about is we have a new resource guide coming out called The Source, and I'm part of the Medina County Senior Resource Network, and I actually had the team that puts together this resource guide. So,
Which is the Senior Bible.
which is the Senior Bible. Please keep it. It's wonderful. So 2 years ago, we revamped The Source. We really, I think, professionalized it. There's a lot more information, informational articles, and a lot more listings by no matter what you need. If you need an in-home caregiver or if you need to have home maintenance. I mean, there's all different kinds of categories that are in there. So we are redoing that because it comes out every other year. So the 2012-2013 issue will be out, and it will come to all of our to 20,000 seniors in the county in the June-July issue of Helping Hands. The Hands Foundation has agreed to not only up their mailing list, because they usually mail to around 16,000, so they're going to up their mailing list to 20,000, but also to include that senior resource guide. In the April-May issue of Helping Hands, it said, you know, watch next month for the source, and it will be coming out. And we'll have extra copies at the office if, you know, you don't happen to get one. There'll be extra copies up at the Brunswick Rec Center, the Wadsworth Center for older adults, and also at the library. The library wants copies to put at the library if you don't get yours, or if you are younger and you have parents that are aging and you want to keep one on hand at your home, if your mom or dad might have one, they would be available for you. And it is just, like I said, it's a wonderful resource, and
It is.
they've done a really good job, I think. That ID Creative Group, who puts it together for us, has done a really good job. It is an immense effort.
It is,
to
and
put
I keep calling it the Senior Bible because all that information is so valuable, and it's at your fingertips. You just have that book. No one really uses the phone books anymore. Number one, the seniors can't read the phone books. The print is so small. I mean, we just gathered all this wonderful information, and it's right there in a book
Absolutely.
for the seniors.
And for those seniors who are online, that exact book will be connected with
Oh,
the
okay.
Senior Services Network website.
Okay, and it might even if it links, will you be able to link it?
Correct. Through our website, we would be able to link to it, yeah.
Okay, because we
Or
could
other
probably
places.
Yeah, the assisted livings and GTB, we could all link it on our links.
Yes, and I believe they're not only that, they're working on, if you pull up the source online and you find a resource that you like that has a website, you'll be able to click there and it'll automatically
Technology,
go to, I
it's
know,
just
automatically.
amazing, just
Called a hot
amazing.
link. I've learned that, you know, that lingo.
I have a hard time with all this technology, and I really feel for the seniors because, I mean, it's a lot to get into and figure out what technology is all about.
Absolutely, I agree. It's not easy, not an easy thing to do.
It's not. All right, anything else you want to share with our viewers?
No, I would just be happy if anybody has any questions, please contact me. The Office for Older Adults is just a wonderful and I think underutilized resource in Medina County, and anything that a senior might need, we would be able, if we can't help you personally, we would be more than happy to hook you up with someplace that will be able to help you, and we follow through.
You are the go-to agency in the county,
I certainly hope so.
and you'll make all those connections. And with a friendly group of people.
Yes.
And I think you really like your job.
I
so
do.
That's awesome that you are in that position.
I'm loving it.
Great. And I could tell. I could tell. And I'm sure it's a warm and fuzzy feeling when you walk in that building now.
I hope so. It is. It's fun, and I get to talk to people every day at the lunch, and I like to announce things and hi, how you doing? And it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is their territory. The one day I was there for a meeting, I think it was the Grandparents' Day meeting. And so I went through and they were playing bingo. So they had just started. So I yelled bingo and they're like, how did she get bingo? And I'm like, uh-oh, they're going to attack me. But you have to be fun with them.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to call bingo once, so I got to, you know, first I have a big voice. I didn't have to use the microphone, so they were impressed, but they're like, oh no, we do it this way. And I'm like, all right, then we're doing it that way, you know?
Transitioning, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes they don't want to go your way. They're going to do it their way. Well, thank you so much for joining us this month.
Well, you are so welcome. I would welcome you to come out sometime in the future and do an on-site visit at the Office for Older Adults.
Thank you so much for watching Golden Years this month, and join us next month.
Have you heard? Scam artists are trying to trick seniors into giving them their Medicare numbers.
I heard that. This happened to my friend. A man came to her door wanting to sign her up for the new Medicare program. Well, when she got her Medicare summary notice, it was full of charges for services she hadn't received. So I did something about it. I joined the Senior Medicare Patrol, where I teach others to protect their Medicare numbers, review statements to spot false charges, and report suspected fraud.